Everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to yet another reaction video. If you're new here for the very first time, my name is TMR, and over here, y'all, we talk reactions and reviews. How's everyone doing? I hope everybody's okay. So y'all, this is gonna be a little different video, okay? Although we are gonna be reacting, we're gonna do a reaction, but y'all, I have this big old 10-pound hamburger log that I need to cut up, okay? So I thought, why not kill two birds with one stone, okay? So I'm gonna be doing what I'm doing, y'all gonna be doing what y'all doing, which is listening to me while I'm trying to do, get this meat prepared. So y'all, basically, I got this big old log of meat and it won't fit in my freezer. So I was like, man, I need to cut it down. What I wanna do is, I got some sandwich bags. I wanna kind of just separate this meat. Basically like hamburger patties, right? So instead of buying the big box of frozen patties, when I went to the store the other day, sis, they were expensive, okay? So I was like, nah, this log was $21. And I said, you know what? I'm going to just slice it up, season it up, put it in a plastic bag. When they want hamburgers, days off for like cooking, which y'all, since Corona, it's been a whole bunch of those days, okay? I got a George Foreman. Y'all, they can stick it in, put it on the George Foreman. Boom, there you go. Okay, so we got this. Then I got my little meat tenderizer, which I'm gonna use this part to kind of smash the hamburgers down. And then I got my marker, y'all, so I can mark the date, so I know how long it's been in the freezer. Y'all, so don't mind me. I'm gonna be working and talking at the same time. Let's get into this video. All right, you guys. So as you seen from the title, my Jazzy Life put out a video today talking about the real reason why she moved. Okay, so if you don't know, my Jazzy Life just moved into a new apartment. I think, February maybe? I don't know, so just a couple months ago. And basically, she said there were reasons why she was leaving her apartment, but she never said why she was leaving the old apartment. Well, y'all, now she decided to tell you why she left the apartment. And y'all, look, you can tell when people don't have anything to talk about. And that's what I took that video as. She didn't have anything to talk about. She trying to get, all these videos. They doing that Veda vlog every day in April. And sis trying to get them videos popping. And she decided to do this video. Now, first of all, what I would like to say is, if you've already seen the video, you know the reason why she moved is because she said the apartment had roaches, okay? Y'all excuse the lighting. I was going to go get my other ring light, but y'all, I didn't feel like going downstairs to get it. So, she said she moved, okay, because the apartment had roaches. But in the thumbnail, she said something about, did she move because of her baby daddy or roaches? Now, if y'all watch Jasmine, y'all know she plays on the fact that Philip is in jail. Y'all, this has been her storyline for a year. She has rolled that man for all that his worth. And at the end of the day, she probably need to cut the check with Philip, because a lot of her views has been attributed of her telling all that man's business with all that ain't already out there for the public to see. But anyway, so y'all, she said she moved. Y'all, I'm trying to think about what I'm going to do next. Okay, I'll wash my hands real quick. So y'all, she said when she first moved to the apartment, it didn't have any roaches. Okay, she said when she first moved to the apartment, it didn't have any roaches, and then the people downstairs moved in. And honey, now she was literally living in a roach motel. Basically what she said. And I'm listening to the girl while she's telling her story. And I'm not doubting that her apartment had roaches. I'm using this steak and meat seasoning. So I'm using that to season my meat. I'm going to pre-season them because to me that's the easiest way. And I'm not doubting that her apartment had roaches, but from the way she explained it, y'all, she said the apartment was littered in roaches. Like, literally. She said it was so bad that the roaches was coming out the windowsill. And all I want to know is, sis, if the roaches was infecting you, was that infested in your apartment, they had to been there, obviously, before you was there. You know? Now, what I do know, y'all, is what I know from experience of living in apartments, when there's an apartment that is a bad apartment complex, that information gets around, right? People know that apartment for being, if it's like high crime, heavy drug use in that apartment complex, infestation of bugs. People know that, right? So, obviously, when she was looking for apartments, she had to, if that apartment was that infested, when she was looking at that apartment, because I remember when she took us on the tour of that apartment. I'm going to cut some onions and put some onions up in here too, y'all. She would have had to seen that, look, let me say this. When I used to go look for houses, apartments, or anything, y'all, the first thing that I always did, when I went into the kitchen, y'all open up the cabinets, I open up the drawers, to see if I see any traces of rodent feces or bug feces. Now I'm not saying that she did or did not do that. I don't know. I didn't see her doing it. She didn't say. But I would think that she would have, should have seen some signs. If her apartment was, she said that the people downstairs brought the roaches. But from what how she stated infested that apartment was, she said, y'all, the roaches was on the curtains, windowsills. Girl, them roaches been living in that apartment before you or the neighbors downstairs. They been living there. Okay? So I'm just going to mix this around, y'all. Of course, I'm going to have to add some more seasonings to it because this is a lot of meat. So I'm just going to mix around what I have. So, look. That was nasty. And I'm just trying to figure out. Y'all know we talk about Jasmine a lot on this channel. And we do know, y'all, I'm going to have to keep getting up washing my hands. And y'all do know we talk about Jasmine a lot on this channel. And one thing I have always said about that girl, she overshares way too much. Now, obviously, the reasons why you moved that apartment was just that, your reasons. People are not even thinking about your old apartment no more. Just like you ain't thinking about the old apartment, your subscribers and viewers ain't thinking about it either. And why you left that apartment, you're saying it was roaches. You said it wasn't because of Philip. Blah, skippy doo dah. Yeah, again. But telling us about the roaches, sis, yeah, you didn't have to tell us that. You could have kept that to yourself. Or you could have told that story a week after you moved out. Like when you was doing your clean with me or your house tour, you could have just said, y'all, I had to move because our apartment's infested in roaches. And what I want to know is, she did say after a while the roaches, I guess she said it cleared up. But from it's as infested as she said that apartment was, I'm going to be honest with you. A simple extermination would not get rid of that many roaches. She said in the video, they basically need to tear that property down and start all over. And I'm hoping she didn't bring them roaches with her. Anything that she had in that apartment, I'm hoping she didn't bring them roaches with her. Because that's sure what it sound like. As bad as she said that apartment was infested, I'm like, oh my God, girl. Now, anybody knows, if you live in Texas, bugs is something you gonna deal with. Jasmine is from Texas. Now, I'm not saying roaches is something you have to deal with, but anybody knows bugs is something that you deal with. It's just a part of Texas. I'm gonna have to get up here a lot, y'all, to wash my hands. She broke her lease. She left a month early. The apartment complex understood. I'm gonna tell you like this: if the apartment complex knew that their apartments was littered in roaches, I don't think they was that good of a management company. You breaking your lease, I guarantee you, they put that on your credit just like they did everybody else who left for those reasons. Although nobody should live anywhere that's unsanitary, unsafe, just gonna take it and put it in a ball like this. So this is basically how it's gonna look, like that. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now, you guys, I'm just gonna actually ball them up and just sit them in here and then patty them up later. So basically, you guys, what she said is that the apartment complex was cool, and although she left her apartment a month before time, you know, she said they gonna work with her or whatever. You know what? I'm gonna tell you like this: all these ladies, I'm gonna just say Jasmine and Chrissy for certain, because I don't think Olivia ain't really said nothing about breaking no leases, but Jasmine and Chrissy for sure, they gonna get enough of breaking leases, okay? Like, if y'all gonna do all that, then y'all just need to go buy y'all some houses. Buy you a house. Know that's the house that you like and you want. Jasmine is already talking about moving into a house. It's like, didn't you know you should have been looking at houses before. Like, didn't you know you wanted a house? You know, especially as rowdy as her children are, you would think by this time she would just go on and move into a house. Therefore, she don't have to worry about people above her, below her, or whatever the situation is. I don't know, y'all. But all I know is that story was, sis, you could have left that untold. Nobody needed to know that. And if you survived that long in that apartment, one more month wasn't going to hurt you. It just wasn't. Y'all going to get enough of breaking leases and moving out. Like, y'all, look, you cannot do that. Like, I do understand there are situations sometimes where, you know, apartment complexes don't fix things and, you know, but at the end of the day, you're not winning by breaking the terms of your contract. You're losing. You're losing every time you do that. It's obvious. You're going to lose every time because you are the one that is going to have that on your credit, and it's going to make it harder for you to find somewhere to go. Even if it's buying a house, because guess what? It's on your credit. And when they pull your credit, those judgments, they're called judgments, are on your credit. You got to pay those judgments off before you could do anything. And I don't never hear these ladies talking about clearing up their credit or anything. Like, if anything, I do understand that being in the house with Corona, it's not a lot going on. But hell, Jasmine was in the house before Corona. So what, Corona shouldn't make no difference to her because she didn't go nowhere before Corona. So what's the difference? But anyway, y'all, it's unfortunate that she was living like that, and like she said, she, you know, had to hide it. She told the people she's a YouTuber, and she can't be having no roaches, and she's a YouTuber. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Them people probably looked at her like just like that, y'all. Them people probably looked at her like, girl, we don't care nothing about you being a YouTuber other than you paying this rent. Jasmine keeps telling people she a YouTuber like it means a whole lot. At the end of the day, it only means something to her. It don't mean nothing to nobody else. I do understand she's proud of her accomplishment of growing her channels, and she should be proud of it. But nobody's going to be impressed by that. They just want you to pay your bills, sis. You can't call the light company and say, don't turn off my lights because I'm a YouTuber. They going to tell you, well, because you a YouTuber, then you need to have money. You need to be making money off them videos so you can pay your bills. I remember when, I think that was last year, y'all, when somebody was playing on her phone and she said she called the police to report it, and she told them people she was a YouTuber. I'm like, girl, why do you keep telling people that? No, nobody cares about you being a YouTuber. Nobody cares about that but you. Okay? Anyway, y'all, I just thought that was funny. I was thinking to myself, girl. And then, y'all, she said, that's the reason. She said everybody keep telling her she needs to get Section 8 and move into housing. And she said that's why she won't do that, because she's not trying to live in those type of conditions. Well, let me first of all, let me explain this. Housing and Section 8 are two different things. Although they're both under HUD, Housing Urban Development, but when you have Section 8, that's not the same thing as living in public housing, okay? It is a Section 8 property, but it's different. You can't take, if you live in housing, you can't take that certificate and move to a whole nother house, because that Section 8 certificate goes to that housing project exclusively, okay? And just because you live in housing, or just because you have Section 8, yeah, everybody with Section 8 ain't living in unsanitary conditions, okay? I got a girlfriend that got Section 8 and live in Atlanta, and honey, her house is cold-blooded, okay? She got a beautiful home. So that's, yeah, that's not it, sis. That just because you got Section 8, it doesn't mean you're going to live in a roach-infested apartment or a house, okay? The reason why you would live in a roach-infested apartment and house is if either you make it that way or it's that way before you get there. That's the reasons why you would be in a roach-infested place. Like I said, you guys, I'm just going to patty up these hamburgers. Put them in, to me, you guys, to me, it's cheaper. It's quicker to do it like this. Because if you know anything about those hamburger, when you buy those hamburger patties at the store, y'all, they be ultra expensive. And then you got to season, a lot of times when they frozen, you can't really season them good. So this way, you guys, if you season them this way, the seasons are basically going to marinate into the meat. So then when you get ready to put these on the grill, or if you got a George Foreman, or if you're going to put them on the stove, your seasons is already in there, y'all, and it's 1, 2, 3. Just as quick as you want to be. If you got kids, young kids, and you don't want them messing with your stove, but you okay with them messing with your George Foreman, this is something they can fix on the George Foreman. Just that simple. It's already seasoned and everything. They can just take it out, put it on the George Foreman, and there you go. They got them a hamburger. Okay? Yeah, but y'all, that story was like ultra stupid. I was just listening to her like, by God, Jasmine. You gotta learn. And, she kept talking about how, she was crying. The roaches was so devastating to her. She said she lived in other apartments that had rodent problems, roach problems. And I'm just thinking to myself, sis, you got horrible luck with these apartments. I'm going to need you to start checking the reviews on apartments before you move into them. If you go to, if you're going to look for an apartment, especially apartments, you going to look for an apartment, you go to the website of that apartment, and check the reviews, y'all. When you Google it, check the reviews. Now, a lot of times, sometimes the reviews will be, because if there was some problems with the apartments, they couldn't pay their rent. People just purposely will go in there and give them a bad review because they mad because the apartment complex wouldn't let them live there for free. But a lot of times, y'all, one thing about it, everybody can't tell the same lie. And if you go and check the reviews on the apartment and it's 30 people on there talking about bad management, or 30 people talking on there talking about it's roach infested, rodent infested, one thing's for sure, everybody can't tell the same lie. You might want to take that to be some serious information and move on to the next apartment complex. But I will say this, I'm pretty sure wherever Jasmine lives, as far as apartment complex, I'm pretty sure maintenance gets sick of her. Because if you notice, everywhere she lives, maintenance is always at her house. They is always at that girl's house. I know maintenance be like, God, dog, another work order for her. My goodness, how many work orders she gonna have in a month? I know them people get sick of her. She didn't have maintenance at her apartment now several times since she been living there. She only been there a couple of months. I know them people like, my God. At the rate she going, she really need to get her house. But yeah, so y'all, she said that Philip don't want his story told. She said he wait till he get out and they'll discuss it together. And I'm thinking to myself, what you mean y'all will discuss it together? I thought y'all wasn't an item. So look, y'all, we all know Jasmine still had love for that man, and that's okay. You can have love for him. Nobody's telling you not to have love. I mean, if that's what you want to do, sis, that's your heart, them your feelings. And if you want them stepped all over like bad dope, then that's your business. You know, we that's you, sis. But Jasmine keeps, wondering why people feel the way they do about Philip. Well, let me tell you real quick. The reason why people feel the way about Philip, sis, is because how you keep talking about that man. If you would just leave that man out of a video, I challenge you to leave Philip's name out of at least the next 4 videos. Just leave his name out, sis. Because Philip doesn't make your channel. You made your channel, Just leave his name out. You always bringing that man up like somebody really want to talk about him. When we come to your channel, we come to hear about my Jazzy life. We come to see what you're doing with the kids and what's going on in your life. Philip is really not on our radar. I know you might think he is, but the only reason why we mention him is because you mentioned him. That's it. So, y'all, I don't know how many hamburger patties I'm going to manage to get out of this, but hopefully I can get enough out of here. But like I said, you guys, this was just an idea that I thought about the other day, and I was like, you know what, let's just do this. It makes more sense. Let me get up and wash my hands real quick. Okay, yeah, it just, y'all, it just makes more sense for me to do it like this. It's quicker, it's easier, and even when it's time for you to, hopefully y'all soon we can have those big barbecues again where we can invite all the family over, and to me, this is the quickest way to do it. These bags were $1, okay, so they're not real expensive. You can reuse them, if you wanted to. You can just, when you take the hamburger out, just wash the bag out like you would wash your dishes, let it air dry, and you can just keep reusing it if you want to do that. Or like I said, you can simply just buy another box. They're only $1. Do this, y'all, because I had ground beef already in my freezer. So this extra ground beef, I just decided to do it like this. Because we eat hamburgers a lot around here, especially on the weekends, y'all, when I don't feel like cooking. We'll do hamburgers quick. Okay. And then after I do that, I'm just gonna date them so I know, how long they've been in the freezer. Make sure you take the air out the bag too, you guys. Push the air out the bag. So yeah, y'all, that's all I really had about Jasmine. I was just like, girl, you did not have to tell us about the million roaches you was living with. Sis, you could have kept that out the video. Nobody really cared. I think a lot of times, well, I know a lot of times she does what she does for the reaction. And that's why I don't understand when you get those reactions, why you decide to come on your channel and say the stupid, because at the end of the day, if you can say stupid stuff, shoot, why everybody else can't say stupid stuff? That's all I'm saying. If you can say stupid stuff, everybody else can too. Y'all, I'm going to go and finish pattying up these hamburgers. I didn't talk long enough. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you get a chance and try this, like I said, you guys probably already do this. I've never, to be honest with y'all, I never thought about it till the other day. I was like, you know what? Especially when I couldn't get it in the refrigerator or in the freezer. I was like, I could just cut it up and we can just have, I can have hamburger patties already pre-made. All right? Y'all let me know what y'all think about my Jazzy life and her video and what y'all thought about it. Let me know down in the comments and I will see y'all in the next video. Remember, you guys, sub what you love. Bye-bye.